Page 42 from Narcissus. This is part of a suite of things that this person did. It's really beautiful music. This is an interesting arrangement. It's 3 pages long. You know, watch out. And it's a bit of a trick because the left hand's constantly moving around. Let's look it over. You're starting out with bass clef in both staves, 1 sharp in the key signature. We're in the key of G major. Make sure you can do the G major scale. 3/4 time signature, and we're coming in on a pickup beat. So we're coming in on beat 3. Let's just check each hand and see what's going on there. In the right hand, remember it's bass clef. That's a B here. You're sort of in this position. I don't know where the middle fingers go. They go wherever they need to go to play the notes. So here. So it's 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, thumb. 2 and the 3. Because I want to connect all this with the fingers. And then reach up. And they say 5. I don't recommend it. You're going to reach up because of the phrasing, but I want to connect it. So I'm going to use 4 and down. And then I can collapse. Now, last line on page 42, you're here. Now they want you to come up here. I'd like to connect this with the fingers. So I want to show you a technique we use in fingering that you haven't been taught yet, but you're about to be. It's called finger substitution. I'm playing that D with 5th finger. I need the 5th finger for the next one. Therefore, I need to release the D, the little finger. So what I'm going to do is while I'm holding it down, I'm going to put the 4th finger on it. That way, I've got the little finger ready. I substituted 1 finger for another. So it's here, and just put the 4th finger. We do a lot of finger substitutions in piano so we can keep things legato with the fingers. Yeah, some people love them, some people hate them, some people avoid them, but I encourage you to get good at this. Yeah, so and do it immediately. Once you play it, just go ahead and play it. Now your little finger's ready to go on. Now on page 43, 2nd line, you're here, 2nd measure, 1, 2, 3, rest. During the rest you come up, you get treble clef, you're up here. Come up again, and then. And you're going to do the melody now up here. And at the end of page 43, the last 3 measures here. Again, 4th finger on that, not 5th. Here. Top of page 44, the last 3 measures. Again, when you play that, put 4th finger on it immediately. Substitute so the little finger's ready to go on. Okay, left hand. Well, the left hand's going crazy. You got to watch the left hand here. You're starting out down here. And then 2 beats rest, and you get treble clef. You got to come over the right hand's in here. You got to come over the right hand to do that. And you're doing that a couple of those, and then you get bass clef again, treble clef, bass clef, treble clef, bass clef, treble clef, and it's that way throughout, sort of. And we get to page 43. At the end of toward the end of the 1st line, you get bass clef here. See, the right hand's going to go up. The left hand staying down here because the right hand's coming up here to do the melody. So you're only crossing over really for page 42 here. And now you're down here. The last line on page 43 here and then here. Just come up. That's all right. Make sure these are just quarter notes now. Here. That's not. On page 44, let's check these chords out. I'm guessing you get these chords in the 1st line, but the 2nd line you have a G, a B, and an F natural. I do a 4 on that because the whole chord is this, and that's the fingering for it. We're just not using the D. Actually, the D's in the upper staff. But I use a 4. They're showing a 3. I don't care. Just use a fingering. If you were my student, it'd be a 4. And then in C chord, and then here. Just make sure you get these chords okay. And then the last line you get treble clef and then bass clef. Put the hands together, just real slow. You just try to 2, 3, 2 because you're holding that down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 2. 2. So you're crossing over here. Just be real slow and deliberate and careful on that. Just take it maybe a measure or 2 or 3 at a time. Just a few measures and just see if you can get the left hand to do what it's needed. They're just quarter notes. Don't hold them down. You just one beat is all. The right hand is connected. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to spoon feed you everything. You go through and read the music and read the notes. Then when you have it and you get rid of the hesitations, right now the only hesitation you should have would be to turn the page. And we'll work on that later. Right now, but it's got to be steady. And then you can think about the articulation. They don't really give you any. You hear the phrases. You can lift up in the right hand for the phrases. Lift up. Right there. See, it's a new phrase. Lift up. If you can hear the phrases, lift up in the phrases. Otherwise, connect everything. Dynamics. Mezzo forte, that's the melody. This gotta be soft. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay, you get the swells. We can swell. You got to feel the swells. If you don't feel them, don't do them. But you feel this. You get into the music where you start getting it. You're not thinking about notes, rhythms, and mechanics. And if you feel it getting a little louder, softer, then play it that way. Speed-wise, allegretto, well, it's got to be controlled. Don't drag it, but. Whatever speed is comfortable for you. Then we think about the pedal, because you see the pedal markings. We sort of need pedal here because it adds the overtones that helps us connect things. I'm going to push the pedal down right after the notes. I'm going to lift the pedal as I play the quarter note in the next measure. Right there. I want that by itself. They're showing hold the pedal down till the dotted half note. No, I'm going to lift it on the quarter note. I want to keep the melody clean. I don't want to be mushing it up. So. And on the next one, I'm lifting it up on the quarter note at the end of the line. Bottom of the last line on that page, the third measure, fourth measure here. You can lift up when you play that. I push it down after I play the note. Don't pedal any of this. So you can pedal it pretty much like they're showing, except I'm lifting it up on the third beat of the measure. I'm lifting it up a beat early than what they're showing. Now on page 44, just to be clear here on the pedaling, I'm holding the pedal down here, and I'm lifting it up on the quarter note. This is the third measure here. Lift it up right there on the quarter note. Push it down and lift it up on the quarter note. On the second line, each time I'm lifting it up on the quarter note. So again, the last measure, the first line is here. Lift it up, lift up, down, up, down, up. Then each time I'm lifting it up on the quarter note on the third beat. It's not exactly what's printed in there, but I think it sounds better. They want you to lift it up immediately. On the second line, here, they want you to lift it up right there. My problem is you lose the first note. I I want to keep that note. I want that note to ring out. So I hold the pedal down, and that can be by itself. You have to listen very carefully to the sound the pedal makes when you lift it up and when you push it down and when you do what. And listen so carefully and experiment. Do you like that or not, or what? And you adjust the pedal accordingly. The problem we have when we start using pedal is you don't listen. I didn't. Whatever the music said to push the pedal down, I just did that. It was mechanical. I didn't listen to the effect it had or anything about what it did to the music or the sound. And I'm trying to get you to listen from the very beginning. When you use the pedal, what effect does that have on the sound? And when you lift it up, what effect does that have? That's why you always learn a piece first without pedal. Always. And then when you add the pedal, you can see exactly what it's doing. So be very critical on pedaling. Don't just pedal willy-nilly like most people do. Let's talk about this page turn. I don't like page turns. Ideally, you would just memorize the piece. You don't have to worry about it. That's always first choice. But if you can't memorize it or for whatever reason, then maybe you can just memorize page 44. And if you can do that, you don't have to worry about it. Otherwise, maybe you get somebody to turn the page for you. I don't know. If you can't do that, you gotta turn it yourself. Well, number one, don't mess up the beat. That beat has to keep going, no matter what. Don't mess up the beat. I've heard people, when turning pages, where they actually stop playing, turn the page, and then start playing again. Please don't do that. The beat has to go on. So if one hand is resting or whatever, then you can use that hand to turn the page, whatever. You may have to memorize, a few measures, but that's all right. You can do that. And if both hands are busy, like they are in this piece, both hands are busy, we don't have time, then you have to leave out notes. And that's always the last resort. We don't want to leave out notes. Well, you have to decide which notes to leave out, and you don't leave out any more than you have to. You can't leave out melody notes, you got to have them. So here, the right hand, you got to play the right hand through. Don't leave it out. That means the left hand. We have to leave out notes in the left hand. So maybe at the bottom of page 43 here, maybe I'll leave out that last chord because the pedal's going to hold it out. And instead of playing the chord, I'm going to turn the page right quick to keep going. Something like that. We practice page turns when we need to in piano. One little pedaling change I'd like to make is at the bottom of page 44, the last few measures. Here, when I play the left hand, I'm going to push the pedal down after. And then when I play the chord, the next chord, I'm going to come down. And right after I play the chord, I'm going to lift the pedal up and put it right back down. Remember, I'm going to change the pedal. So it's here. There. I want to connect those chords, and I need the pedal's help to do that. Let's play this together very slowly and double check the notes and rhythms. I'm not going to do any dynamics. I'm going to do the pedaling as I suggested, and I cannot do the page turn. So we're going to do pages 42 and 43, and we're going to stop. I'm going to turn the page. I'll count in again, another 3 counts, and then we'll do page 44. It has a pickup beat, so I'm only going to give us 2 counts. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2. 3, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 2, 3, 1, 2. Turn the page. 1, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2, 3, 1, 2. 2, 3, 1, 2. 2, 3, 1, 2. 2, 3, 1, 2. 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, tie, 2,